Hi, I'm John and welcome to the Jigsaw Puzzler. In this episode, we're going to look at a 500-piece Ravensburger puzzle called I Love Birds. I think the Waterlands is the series, but I haven't been able to determine whether there are other puzzles in that series. But it says Waterlands and then I Like Birds. And the title on the side of the box does in fact say I Like Birds. So we'll go with that for the title. It's a 500-piece puzzle, and it's a depiction of a series of waterbirds mostly from the UK, I think. The artist, Stuart Cox, is a British artist, and he has depicted a number of birds from the part of the south of England where he comes from. I decided to do this puzzle because quite a few of the more recent ones that I've done have been very difficult. There was the Rosetta Stone, there was the Cressida Campbell through the windscreen, and large, complex, somewhat challenging puzzles. And I thought, I need a break from those. I need to do something that is mindful and relaxing and reasonably understandable and straightforward to do. That's not to say this puzzle isn't without challenges, but it's not nearly as difficult as some of those other ones that I've done more recently. Okay, so from being a Ravensburger puzzle, it is very high quality. The pieces are good and thick. They don't fit too tightly together, but of course you can pick it up, as you can with many Ravensburger puzzles. It's ribbon cut, but with a variety of shapes. There are no false fits, and it has a nice matte finish, making it easy to do underneath lights. It depicts a series of birds, waterbirds, including shelduck, widgeons, male and female mandarin ducks, shoveler, black-tufted duck, teals, and garganay. There's also spoonbills, a bearded reedling, a buzzard, flying geese, swallows, a great crested grebe, and a grey heron. So a variety of beautiful water birds, some on the water, some in flight, and one frog in the middle of it. Okay, so when I look at an image like this, I can see a variety of colours, but mostly muted natural tones, as you would expect with water birds. There are these reeds in the background, very upright, and some very bright green, almost yellowish green stems, and then the heads of the rushes here, and the smaller birds, or birds that are further back in the distance, so proportionally smaller, and then the ducks and other birds here towards the front. The water section in the front here grades in colour from light at the bottom to dark, and there are some very faint fish in the water. You can see the tail of a duck here and its reflection as the duck is underneath, the head of the duck is under the water, going after some fish, I presume. And then each of the ducks has its own reflection in very muted versions of the colour that it actually is. So how did I do a puzzle like this? Well, I didn't have to shape sort this one. I did take out all of the edge pieces and the corners, and then I started taking out the brightest colours, the darker reds, this pink here, the oranges and orangey reds, and even this light brown up here, so that I could start piecing individual ducks together. And then I started looking for the white sections, because the white really stands out quite brightly. And there are patterns, the feathers on the chest of this one. There are some striped sections on this duck. There are some almost sort of striped, almost kind of zebra striped patterns on the wings of these two over here. And then there's this distinctive triangular almost pattern of the backs of these two ducks over here. This one has a red bill, and this one has got an orange stripe on the top of its head. So there are some very distinctive parts to this. There are also 1, 2, 3, 4 water lilies pads, or lily pads, which are not too hard to find either. 5, in fact, lily pads. So all in all, there are no sections of this puzzle which have just one thing on it. No parts which are all sky, no parts which are all water, no parts which are all, and even the reeds, there are parts with all reeds, but they're so distinctive you can follow the lines of the stems and really quite easily put those together. This was a thoroughly pleasurable puzzle to do. My puzzle partner picked this up from an op shop for a couple of dollars, and she has done it already and lent it to me, and I don't regret taking this one on. This is a really lovely puzzle. I thought I might time myself doing it. I have done a time lapse for this. I timed it at normal speed, thinking that I could figure out how long it took me to do this puzzle, but my camera turned itself off about 15 minutes before the end. This has happened once before. I'm not sure whether it's because the memory was a bit full or what was going on there, but my estimate is that it took about an hour and 20 minutes for me to do this puzzle. I didn't really speed puzzle it. I just didn't feel like I wanted to. My head wanted to speed puzzle, but my body was saying, no, just take your time with this one, enjoy it. You don't have to rush, and you don't have to stress yourself like you did with those more difficult puzzles that I've done recently. Just take your time and enjoy this one and put it together in whatever time it is that it turns out to be. So I think it was about an hour and 20 minutes. I will turn those videos into time lapses because nobody wants to sit for about an hour, a bit over an hour, just watching me plod away at this very, very slowly. So I will make it into a time lapse. There's not much else I can say about this. Ravensburger is obviously very well known, premium jigsaw puzzle brand, high quality, all aspects, and this is a really lovely image. They often have quite lovely images. So I would thoroughly recommend this one. I Like Birds in the Waterbirds series. So if you can get your hands on it, I think people will generally enjoy this as a really kind of meditative and mindfulness activity almost, putting this one together. It is not stressful and it is not complicated. And being 500 pieces, it's more than achievable for most people. Some people have a limit of 500 pieces, and you would enjoy it if you're one of those people. So we might on with the time lapse. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you'd like to comment below on this puzzle or others that you might know of in the series. I'd be more than happy to hear from you about that. And enjoy watching Waterbirds. I Like Birds.